Ulama, Jama, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. I greet you with the greetings of Islam. Salam alaikum. I congratulate the Muslim Ummah of Ghana and by extension the entire Muslim population of the world for braving the pangs of hunger and thirst for an entire month. Besides the spiritual attainment of the month, you deserve commendation for the strict disciplinary code that you have adhered to throughout the period. I pray that Allah accepts our collective prayers, continues to shower His grace, mercies and peace on our nation, and makes her great and strong. Let me congratulate again our iconic National Chief Imam, Sheikh Dr. Usman Nuhu Sharabatu, on his 100th birthday, joining the exclusive club of centenarians. By every measure, it is a blessed and privileged club. The National Chief's Imam's guidance of the Muslim flock in Ghana has been truly exemplary, and we continue to pray for Almighty's blessings of wisdom, good health, long life and prosperity for him. Ulama, Jama, inculcating all the virtues in Ramadan is good, but upholding these virtues and making them a part of our lives are the best. If there are any Muslim citizens who are in a hurry to remove the garb of Ramadan and resume the business as usual attitude, I urge you to reflect on the word as contained in the Quran, and I quote, "Fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may attain righteousness," unquote. I believe our nation needs all the virtues that Islam requires us to cultivate during the month of Ramadan. These include good neighborliness, sacrifice, and discipline. Each one of us is an integral part of our nation, and for most parts, we are defined by how well our nation does. We must therefore be prepared to uphold these virtues to help ensure that our nation makes the desired progress, which will then allow us as citizens to realize our hopes and aspirations. You are as respected as the national passport that you hold. We would all agree that an unsuccessful citizen of a successful country is accorded better courtesies than a successful citizen of an unsuccessful country. On my part, I want to assure that my government is committed to the task of delivering prosperity to the Ghanaian people. To that extent, every policy that we have pursued so far has been meant to engender inclusiveness so that we can move away from the old system of governance that left many Ghanaians at the periphery. I set up the Ministry of Inner Cities and Zongo Development specifically to make the inner cities and Zongo communities central parts of our nation's development agenda. We want to ensure that inner cities and Zongo communities no longer become exclusion zones for breeding despair and hopelessness. The task may be daunting, but our determination is unwavering. There are over 1,080 Zongo communities in Ghana, each clamoring for much-needed interventions to make life more bearable and comfortable. That certainly puts enormous pressure on the minister. But I chose a minister for you who has passion and whose dedication to Zongo communities is not in doubt. I urge you to give him the maximum cooperation that is needed to deliver on the vision of the government. Let us be focused as we embark on the journey towards bringing prosperity to the over 4 million people who live in our Zongo communities. As Allah states in the Quran, and I quote, "O you who believe, Persevere in patience and constancy. Vie in such perseverance, strengthen each other, and be pious that you may prosper. National Chief Imam, Zongo Chiefs, Ulama. I'm happy to announce that the Minister for Finance has signed a commencement warrant for the Ministry of Inner Cities and Zongo Development to begin spending on Zongo communities from the Zongo Development Fund allocation in the 2019 budget. The provision of water systems, rehabilitation of school blocks, and the building of new ones, provision of desks for Islamic schools, and the rehabilitation of tertiary drains, amongst many other projects, will help resolve some of the many challenges that bedevil our Zongo communities. The officers of the Zongo Development Fund, based on the many requests that they have received from various Zongo communities, have already translated the commencement warrant into actionable projects, and work on these various projects should start very soon. National Chief Imam, Ulama, if these development initiatives will come to fruition, then we must maintain the peace in our country. Today, we are the envy of the world when it comes to the peaceful coexistence of different religious communities. I believe the visit of the National Chief Imam to Christ the King Church to meet with Father Campbell, his parish priest, as a gesture of solidarity, should be duly celebrated. The BBC and other international news networks carried this singular act because it rarely happens anywhere else. Recently, during the Vice President's Ramadan tour, I saw pictures of him and the heads of all the major Christian churches in Kukuum in the Ahafu region. These Christian leaders, on hearing that the Vice President was in the central mosque in their town, went to the mosque to be with him and to bond with the Muslim community of Kukuum. Just last Saturday, the Dakuman branch of the Seventh-day Adventist Church dedicated that day as Muslim Relations Day, and all his congregants dressed like Muslims and served fruits later in the day to the mosque closest to their church. These and many more beautiful spectacles that unfold in our country should not be taken for granted. We must continue to work to preserve our culture of religious tolerance. We cannot surrender this beautiful way of life for anything, and certainly not to people who seek to pervert religious beliefs. I urge all of you not to let agents provocateurs destroy our unique way of life. I know you've read of threats and actual attacks by Christian and Muslim miscreants in the West Africa region and other parts of the world. We do not ever want this phenomenon to occur in our country. Whilst the security agencies work to keep all of us safe, I encourage you to report suspicious characters who come into your communities to take advantage of our well-acclaimed hospitality to unleash mayhem on our country to the police. Let us also exercise restraint in the face of provocation, for a lack of restraint will only feed into the destructive plans of these miscreants who seek to destroy in the name of religion. I applaud the vigilance of Messieurs Gregory Banbame and Judge George Bonfondon, members of the Roman Catholic Church in Hamile, in the Upper West region, who together with the church leaders alerted the police about the presence in the church of an armed person who turned out to be a national of our neighboring country of Burkina Faso. The person is in custody. In conclusion, Ulama, Jama'ah, National Imam, I wish you blissful and peaceful Eid al-Fitr celebrations. To the youth, I urge you to celebrate with caution. The nation needs you alive. May God continue to bless us all in our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and strong. Salam alaikum.